All right, so this is what you're going to need to do with Barley in order to ride him and train his gait effectively. And right now what Jason is doing is a trail walk, okay? It's not a dead walk. This is a walk that if you are walking with other horses and not gaiting, he's not gaiting right now. He's walking, okay? But his first two gaits are a version of the walk. And that's why they're called flat walk and running walk. I believe Barley is mostly Tennessee Walker. I've seen a lot of Tennessee Walker on his papers. I've seen a lot of Spotted Saddle Horse, which is an offshoot of Tennessee Walker. So this is a walk, and so that's how I'm going to show you how to ride him. This is a walk. Right now we have him in a rubber bit, and you can see that Jason is riding him without draw reins. The martingale that Jason has on is attached to nothing. When Jason trains, it's just something he does. He puts the martingale there as a device of safety if the horse was to start going crazy, which can happen with young horses. Jason would just grab the martingale, so you don't have to do that, and Barley's not going to go crazy. What Jason is doing is he is not on a loose rein like a quarter horse. This is called having contact. So what you want to do is make sure that your rein between your hands and his mouth is taut, T-A-U-T. Not tight, but taut. You want communication and connection. You don't want drooping on a brand newly trained gaited horse. So we're fixing to stop and get him some fly spray, but what you want to do is make sure that you're holding that head vertical and hold your hands steady right above the pommel, right where Jason's got his hands now. Hold them steady. When he tries to pull the reins out of your hands, don't let him. Leave your hands in place and use them to guide him back to you, keeping his head at vertical. I'm going to ask Jason here to increase the speed of Barley's walk. Barley has a lot of Tennessee Walker. So just increase the speed of the walk without gaiting. And as you do that, you'll find that Barley begins to nod his head. The fact that it is not perfectly timed right now, it's kind of all over the place, not that fast. Slow him down into a walk. All right, so a slightly increased walk right there. That's just a little bit above a trail walk. This is where you want to work Barley a lot of the time. This is where a horse gets built up and timed in, okay? You just want to walk him. This is called a dog walk. And a Tennessee Walker, which he is mostly, and a dog walk is going to start nodding their head, and you will hear the 4 beats, but you're not gaiting, you're just walking. You can see his head nod, but he's young and he's still arguing with the bit. And this is why you work it. Don't speed up. So as you do this dog walk, he will begin to relax into it. The head will begin to nod. Everything will go in rhythm like a musical instrument. So the head will nod, and the more you do it around the arena, you'll see him going around the arena without breaking and without losing his rhythm. And that's kind of what he's doing right now. He's just going around. He's not speeding up. He's not slowing down. And as he stays in rhythm, his head is nodding. That's a dog walk. That is the best exercise to time in a Tennessee Walker. That was a stumble, and Jason's speeding him up just a little bit. He needs to, slow him back down and let him dog walk. That will teach a Tennessee Walker to gait in time. When he does speed up, you just need to bump him with your hands, just a slight nudge to bump him, to slow him back down, and you'll just let him dog walk around the arena several times And this exercise right here will make him where he can do this at faster speeds. Right now he's not that good at faster speeds, but this looks really pretty. The reason you want to work that dog walk is I'm going to show you the next gait, which is a flat walk, but it's a little bit faster than the dog walk. It actually gets into the gait, and he's not that good at it yet because he needs so much dog walk exercise. But right here where Jason is slightly above the walk is called the flat walk. And when after you've ridden him a lot in the dog walk, you can begin to do a lot of flat walking on him. Maybe a little bit faster. And all these gaits, the only difference between these gaits is speed. The trail walk, the dog walk, the flat walk. The only difference is speed. And he needs a lot of work at the dog walk, and then you need to just step him up just a little bit and do a lot of work at this flat walk. The reason that he's losing his head nod at this speed is because he just needs a lot of dog walking. He is not perfectly timed in yet. Step it up just a little bit. But you'll see the head does nod, but Barley just doesn't have the timing 100% down yet. And as his timing gets better, see there? Head nod, head nod. That's the flat walk. You see him kind of gliding across the ground a little faster than the dog walk, but he doesn't have perfect timing. You see speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. He doesn't know how to just stay one speed. Now I'm going to have him he doesn't really have a good running walk yet because of the timing, but even just a little bit faster than that flat walk would be the running walk. And you know, Barley's toes are like a quarter horse, so it's going to be kind of pacey, which will be slightly bumpy. That's what you felt when you were in the round pen. So once you step him up into the running walk speed right now, you know, he's going to be a little bit bumpy. And again, you just need to work the timing at the dog walk and then get to where you can just gently increase him into a flat walk. And after you've got that down pat, you can get to where you can gently increase him into the running walk. Now, it's very important to work them at these slower speeds. Look at that head nod at the slower speed. He's trying to running walk with Barley. Step it up a little, please. And, you know, as he steps into that slightly faster speed, you see Barley completely lose the rhythmic head nod because Barley's body isn't in rhythm, and that's why. Because he needs months and months of timing in. So the key is that when he tries to slow down, you squeeze him with your legs, and when he tries to speed up, you're going to pull him back with your hands a little and just try to work him at the same speed. And right there, his head's nodding. So over time, that will develop into a nice head nodding running walk. Don't not do it because it's not in perfect time. Just work on the timing. And then we'll go into how you can begin to rack him. Jason has increased the speed a little bit, and ordinarily this would be a 4-beat rack, but because of Barley's toe length and still not being perfectly squared up and timed in, it looks more like a stepping pace or a pace. And when I say stepping pace or pace, what I mean is his back left foot hits the ground almost at the exact same time as the left front foot, okay? But you see how he's lifting his head and lowering his head and lifting his head and lowering his head. That's throwing everything off. Barley is not timed in, okay? He's just learned how to gait. So as you hold his head in place and ride him at this gait, maybe let him get a little bit longer front toe. It'll break into a 4-beat gait. Instead of landing both feet at the same time, you'll be able to see that separation. So that's why I recommend working at the slower speeds until you've got the slower speeds timed in. Then you can build to the faster speeds. But we often in this world do need a slight hoof adjustment, and he is barefoot on a very small toe. Look how he's holding his head up and then bringing it back down. That's why you want to keep your hand steady, because when he raises his head, your steady hands will cause him to bring his head back down. And over time, as he matures, okay, and you do some other exercises with him that encourage him to hold his head in place, he will quiet down. Look at that. When he begins to quiet down, you begin to see more rhythm, as you are right now, seeing a little bit more rhythm. That back foot is setting down just in front of the front foot. But it's my opinion that you need a slightly longer toe in the front than you do in the back. Maybe 3.5 in the back, 4 in the front would help this horse. But you do want to keep your hands steady so that when he raises his head, your hands, he bumps into the bit just like he just did, and his head comes back down. He looks real nice right now. Jason wanted to point out that you do need a snug noseband on a young horse like this, because they're still, he's only been in training for a couple months. He's still very mouthy. We do have a rubber snaffle on him. You can go ahead and transition him to a teardrop snaffle, an Argentine snaffle, or a Mylar bit, or, you know, or regular metal snaffle. But you do need to ride him with a noseband. We also should have a curb chain, but all a curb chain does in a snaffle bit is keep the bit in place. Barley isn't so bad that that's really making a difference. Like, we're not pulling on him so hard that the bit's coming through his mouth. So, but the noseband, you do want a noseband, also called cavesson, to keep his mouth closed. We should have it a little tighter than we do right now.